players up in that front line because they need a solid foundation for this squad. Will be command center here to start us off.
Here we go. For Gen.G, you know, the squad that has very young members. I believe Stalker is age 15.
Stalker is the youngest that we have in Contenders Season 3, and he is not eligible for OWL, I believe, until Season 5. He might even be 14 years old, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I might be able to figure that out.
There's a lot of young players, you know, in this league, but he is by far the youngest. It's really reminiscent of WGS's old roster in Season 1, where they had a lot of 15-year-old players. So what happens this season, what happens today, is just the beginning. It's only the start for this academy team, you know, that has many years ahead of them to become Overwatch League players, to become some of the best in Korea. Starting things off with mirror compositions here, no Mei. We will actually have, you know, misplaced UI for GC Busan Wave, but no position swaps or anything like that. It's just that Edison, or sorry, Fielder and Delight are mixed up.
Yeah. It's going to be slid over to the right-hand side. So GC Busan Wave will be in onto the point. Gen.G now going to be with the late approach. Luke pushing forward. Nice bash there, a pin rather, onto Shubil. Weakens the mech. First cap is going to be gained for GC Busan Wave. Gen.G not looking to overstep.
Yeah, really nice defensive play here by Gen.G to back off, not give too much ult charge. That's only sitting at 18%. Stalker actually winning that trade massively, so that's a good start for retaking potentially.
Edison getting tagged up, the light gonna get taken down. Edison still under fire. Stalker comes up with a double kill, and just like that, Gen.G will be able to flip this point. Fielder the last one alive. They can stagger out that Zenyatta. We'll just kill him off.
And this all
21%. All they get.
And this comes from levels. They waited around his speed boost to re-engage. They backed away. They didn't feed ult charge. GC Busan Wave is a tiny window of time before the ults are ready to come through, and they're going to definitely look for that. If Stalker gets that grab before they get in here, however, you know, suddenly it's an amazing position.
Shatter going to be dropped, and oh, the shield comes down from Ion. Clean sweep coming through. Can't quite get that pin connection, but the kill will certainly be there. Very nicely done, Luke. This is what I was talking about. If he can get that one-on-one time, really just get focused up, get encouraged by his coach, by his fellow teammates, have the confidence to play that far forward, to pull the trigger on an ult like that. Does nail him.
It's in part due to GC Busan Wave hesitating as well. Nice grab here.
Push forward. The grab will be coming through. Looking at the self-destruct kickoff. Ion and the light both going to be gone. Ritz popped out of the mech.
GC Busan, they had one chance to get through before the Grav and the Shadow were ready, and they hesitated, perhaps thinking that they were both online. You know, which is a fair assessment to make because they were nearly ready. And now they have the ult advantage here. They have their own grab. There's no choke control here for Luke.
For the hit there, Ion going to be dropping his own hammer, but Lucas just weaves his way into the back, gets the kill on a Fielder. Agnes traded out the front line. Down barriers now going to be in from both sides. Graviton Surge coming through. They have a bomb into the corner, looking for the pop-up. Luke will get taken down. Nice shield bash there from Delight. Ensures that the barrier could not be raised. Clean up kills coming through. Din's gonna fall, and GC Busan Wave will be able to get this flip, but Gen.G were able to hold all the way up to 85%, and now the ults are very much lacking for GC.
It's crazy that Luke even had the Shatter in the first place to use a second one there, but good positioning by GC Busan Wave, good skirting around the edge. They do not have the ults to control the choke, so Gen.G has an easy opportunity here if they get a pick to come right through.
Shatter coming down, locks up two. Edison going to be gone. Exchange on the Zarya so far.
That's one of the most important kills they could have gotten too. Grabs up for Stalker.
Does have that, but now the rally going to get ready to come in. Luke taken down to the back of the Shatter here from Ion levels as well. Picked off. GC Busan Wave will push forward yet again. Try to maintain control. Edison still going to be rejoining into the squad here momentarily. But bigger bang combo online. Transcendence as well for both of these Zenyatas.
It's really, really important for Gen.G to make sure this grab's a big one. Luke's caught.
Lock them up. Edison and Fielder just going to be stuck in this grab. Transcendence keeping them topped up. The light taking a bit of damage. He works his way back to barrier, hoping to protect him. Bomb in, shields up. Ion blocks that one out, but now he's going to get punished. Deuce forward. Guns coming in, leading the charge with that Transcendence. They look for a pin. Not going to be able to find it. Meanwhile, back over onto the point. Ritz is still here. trying to maintain control, but the flip will be coming through just as GC started to exceed the percentage that Gen.G had established.
Okay, this is going to be really, really tough to hold, though, with the ult for GC Busan Wave. They can't eat this grab easily with the position. Unfortunately, that Shubil's in.
Slams it down, he's looking for Luke. Solo lock up onto him, bomb into the air, comes back down, will not find a pick-off. Shubil's still going to be alive. We're at 99% here for Gen.G. The GC Busan Wave tries to find the flip. Sound barrier in. They're actually going to be stacking the ultimates. Fielder just popping the Transcendence. Knows that they cannot mess around. They need to get the flip right now. Will be able to do so. Shubil dying on the back end of the fight. So going to be without a Diva here for a little bit longer. GC Busan Wave will be able to push up, try to farm some ultimates. Daydream, however, take it down. Going to rejoin quickly with the rest of his squad.
Just no time here. Levels has to buy it.
Yep.
He's only going to get a few seconds here.
Tagged in, forced out that OT. The rest of the team starting to work their way forward. Ion holding on to the shatter. Drops the hammer right up into the front. Everybody topped up. Sound barriers in from levels as they look for the fight. Ion going low, take it down. Shatter out from Luke, going to be a bit of a whip. The fire strike will not be. The light will fall. Graviton Surge coming in. Fielder building up, looking for that next Transcendence. His armor holding on by a string. Rinse finds one with the self-destruct. Now Shubil using his own. Bubble's going to expire. Fielder having to pop that Transcendence, keeps himself alive. A Daydream will get caught up in the blast, as will Rince's mech. Shubil up top, knocked out. Level's still going to be here. The Zarya Bubble's coming through. Stalker gets ready to rejoin in with a fight. Graviton Surge nearly online from him if he can stay alive, but he just cannot. Ion comes up with a triple kill here, and that will be the finish. 199. Way closer for comfort than GC would have liked.
Gen.G shows again, though, their strength in fundamentals and ult combos. Good shatter by Luke on the first attempt for GC Busan Wave to get through. The follow-up grab was safer, but not in the entrance. Right to the secondary entrance there to the point itself, not the choke out of spawn. Their issues lie in target selection, on-the-fly shot calling. The setups are always there. Every series they've played so far in this group stage, the initiation in the fights, the grabs, the shatters, the countering ultimates have all been good. But GC Busan Wave just has that extra 10% better coordination. They've got this focus fire on the proper targets. But really competitive first round here because Gen.G just knows how to use their ultimates correctly.
Pushing forward, straight up the center. Gonna be meeting. Nice pin coming through as they lock down Shubil. Almost take him out of the back, but the armor packs come in. They do manage to sustain him. Luke, however, up in the front will get taken down. Fielder just going to be spamming away, looking to build up for that Transcendence. Dun's a little bit ahead of him here at the moment. Point will unlock, and GC Busan Wave will be able to get control at the start here yet again.
Yep. Only Ritz on the point because they just want to continue to right-click for Edison, try to chase, get a little bit more ult charge. Gen.G has an opportunity here to take this fight if they can get into position. GC Busan Wave is actually playing very passive at the moment, respecting that they didn't know which approach it would be. It would be the high ground.
Drop down coming through. Luke up front again, of course, going to be leading the charge. Shield raised. Shatter ready for Ion. If they can get the setup, might be a big one. Drops it over to the side, and that is going to be 4 of them hitting the ground. 2 dead so far. Ritz going to get popped out of the mech, but that is the least of GC's concerns here at the moment. He used Gen.G not able to capitalize. Ritz just goes off the side, trusting that his team can maintain control.
He used Luke's positioning to his advantage. I think that Luke was trying to get the jump on him to get the flank there and fire strike his way to a shatter. Probably on the back of the Transcendence that Dins is still holding, but he sees the angle, he sees there's no way to block the shatter there, and takes his opportunity. Now Edison's gonna have a grab, so they can just stagger these 2 tank ultimates to hold this point.
Yeah, Graviton Surge coming through, locking him up. Shubil locked in the backside of the wall. Transcendence is there, but it cannot save Luke's life. So lose out on the tank, lose out on the fight. Now, at a loss of that ultimate, Stalker burned down. Edison building up, trying to get to that next grab. Just going to be hitting 22% here.
Unfortunately for Gen.G, even though they have all the ults that you would ever want to attack a point on control, they're going to have to go through this choke point first. The rally to approach.
Sound barrier going to be out. Shatter in from Luke. No kills to be found. They take Ion low, but they cannot get that finish. 2 kills come in now. Edison kills himself with the right clicks, it would seem. Delight and Daydream both going to be eliminated. Ion and Rince taken out. And that will finally be the flip as GC. It's 91%.
Yeah, they used both support ultimates too. GC Busan Wave did. So that fight went better than you would have ever expected it to. Luke's just looking for this Fire Strike ult charge. They need to step back though. Luke's positioning is going to be everything against Ion's potential shatter here. He could literally win this map off of a good one. Speed boost and rally to get him into position for that.
Yeah, shield bash laid down. Target bubble in onto Luke, so he does not get locked out by that shatter, but still will get taken down here at the beginning of the fight. GC Busan wave, looking for the flip, looking for the finish. Self-destruct up into the air from Shubil, looking for a pickoff. Will not be able to find anything, but makes it back into the mech safely. Chase forward, trying to finish off Agnes. They take him dangerously low. Cannot quite get the kill. The flip, however, still going to be happening as levels will fall. The rest of Gen.G zone off the point. Ritz pop out 10% away from that self-destruct. Will not have it available. Turnaround fight here off the back of the Graviton Surge. 99% forced out. Nice pin there on Edison. Ion will drop. And Delight as well will get killed here onto the points. The flip will be coming back through for Gen.G.
Okay, Duns has Transcendence. If they can win a fight here without using it, while Edison is still building that grab slowly, then there's a real chance they could take this round. They have ultimately a ton of disadvantages otherwise in terms of the percentage they've built and the ults that GC Busan Wave can use to get Edison that grab. Opening with the self-destruct.
Bomb into the back. Shatter coming down from Luke. Daydream and Edison, now Ion Fielder, all of them going to be dropping like flies. Ritz made his way out after he had remeked.
It's not guaranteed a win by any means from this, but they did save the trance. Dents still holding it. That's the biggest win here, because they could easily build a counter grab with that in a fight that GC Busan Wave has to approach it.
Fire Strike denied away, not giving Luke any free percentage. That's going to be a shatter coming down. Not sure how many people Ion managed to catch, but either way, there's not going to be any kills found off the back of it. Transcendence up from Fielder, keeping them topped up. Graviton Surge going to be coming through. Locks them up. Barrier going to be there. Still Fielder and Daydream going to be eliminated now. Luke taken down by the Fire Strike from Ion. He is at half HP, 98%. Can anyone even tag this one? It looks like the answer is going to be no. Another round, 100 to 99. This time goes the way of Gen.G.
They did exactly what they needed to. Gen.G has a good understanding again of how to use their ultimates together. And it's funny to say that because sometimes they use them in the right moments when they're not able to get kills, but they will always use their ultimates at the right time. And holding that Transcendence till after Ion Shatter, countering that big ultimate there, building the grab in Transfer Stalker, hitting that counter grab right then, that's what won them that round. Just needed to get that one hold without the trance. They did exactly that with Luke's Shatter. Exciting prospect here. I mean, like we mentioned before, getting a single map win here would even in itself be an upset. And they are very close to that. No Widow, unfortunately, here.
No Widow, no Pharah.
Yeah, for, you know, just variety's sake.
Well, charge for charge, both Rhines knocking each other to the ground, but neither going to be taken out yet. Daydream tagged up just a little bit. Busan Wave starting to inch their way in onto the point. Ion swinging away. Luke going to be the first one taken down as Edison finds the kill, pushing forward here. 100 energy, melted him down. Stalker nearly off the side of the map. Will be finished off by Fielder in the end, and GC Busan Wave will have that first cap the third time in a row.
Third time in a row. Second time wasn't the charm, but as you can see here, Gen.G esports knows that they need to take a different approach. They can't come through this choke. They're going to go through the center. Grab is going to be ready so fast because of that 100 energy build. So it's very tough to get in here without Shubil.
Yeah, 40% up over Stalker. Fantastic here from Edison. Grab is going to be thrown in. Oh, so ballsy. Tosses that one straight at the Diva. Still comes up with the kills, and that will just be the wipe on the back of the ult.
Yeah, really risky grab there by Edison, but look, he's probably the best Zarya in Korea right now. We won't know until playoffs, but at the moment, you know, I'm not going to question him. He tosses it probably at the maximum range there he knew while the defense matrix was temporarily deactivated, that it just would not be, there just would no way, even if he reacted like a machine, he wouldn't be able to eat it. So, cool stuff there.
Right, just hugging around the corner here. Rally's going to be coming out. Look for that bash shatter combo. They lock up a few. Transcendence going to be out. Shubil still goes off the side of the map. Daydream managed to find that hit. That's going to be another one.
Third one.
As goes down, Luke as well pooped off. And that'll be Stalker just saying, I know, I get the memo, guys. I'm just going to do it myself.
I feel like, you know, somehow someone is going to be like, oh, anyone else knows a lot of environmental kills on this map? All right, well, this is pretty hopeless for Gen.G right now. Even with the grab they hold, it's just going to be tough to get into a spot to use it. Soccer has no energy either. There's no rally to get him in that.
Forward bomb going to be into the back. Stalker dead again. Daydream, oh my goodness. Comes up with another kill. Now the sound barrier in. Bomb dropped by Shubil, looking for a pick, but will not be able to find anything. Daydream's looking for another boom. Not going to be able to find it this time, but they do pop him out, and that should be it. 100-0 to close out after back-to-back 199s. GC Busan Wave able to take this first round, but again, not nearly as simple as they would have thought coming into the series.
Definitely not. Daydream making that third round look effortless because he was able to shut down all the big ultimates just simply by virtue of knocking members off the side. They set that up with a self-destruct coming through from Ritz. He had it in the choke there, so they had to commit in. And there was basically only two choices for Stalker. One was to die to a Diva Bomb, the other one was to put himself at risk of being knocked off the side. In retrospect, putting yourself at risk of being knocked off the side is the safer option, but not when Daydream is able to kill you like that.
That was very reminiscent of, you know, Coma and Slime in our Apex, oh God, in our Contenders Season 2 final on Well.
We're never going to get it again, Achilios. Just give up on your dreams, okay?
All right. My bad.
Yeah.
I just put a bunch of Bible thumbs in the chat.
Well,
oh dear.
Look, Gen.G had a great first map here. One of the stronger ones, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, sure, the third one, due to some really nice coordination around self-destructs and right-clicks from Lucio, that one ended up being the 100-0. But otherwise, they used their ults very well in chokes, knew their advantages, pressed them. But I think it's only going to get harder from here because Control's a map type where you can lead in ults, you can use those ult advantages. It's very basic in that regard. Whereas you get into something like a hybrid, you have to be more decisive. You have to commit to those fights. You've got to look for the target focusing. And that has been the weakness of Gen.G. How many times have we seen a massive grab setup with no self-destruct follow-up or no kills when there's no transcendence on the other side? It's step one that always goes well for Gen.G. It's step two, then you know that step one leads into, right? The bash into the shatter. They get those two right. And then the third part, somehow no one dies, no one gets killed, and the enemy team stabilizes. That's where we're going to have to see the tightening up of the play, moving into these more complex map types, hybrid, escort, and before that, assault.
Yeah. So Gen.G, their map pick, not many wins so far. Where do we expect them to go? I guess is kind of the question here that we have to ask.
I want to say I expect to see them on Hollywood, just simply because they've had a lot of success today with the 3-3, as we have a GC Busan Wave whale here.
GC Busan whale.
Yeah.
I like
trying
that.
to read that handwriting is giving me some issues.
I struggle so much when it comes down to any kind of personal writing in Korean, unless it's very standard, or if a business is a very stylized style of Hangul written on the walls. That's when I struggle the most.
So Jaehong drawing down there, looks angrily cheering his team on. Just a bunch of question marks here. I mean, it's a minion wearing GC Busan Wave clothing. I don't think there's that much mystery here. It says you're gonna win. They didn't even pronounce those actually right.
Ooh, that's nice. We got some
Duns fan here.
Three-dimensionality there to that Zenyatta. Did started on. Was it going to Itzia?
That's right. There he is.
There we go. Let's take a look at him.
Man.
He started off with the same org with Rascal and Bird Ring.
Yes.
He could have named himself Beard Ring.
He could have.
That would have been great synergy. GC Busan Wave. Crashing over Gen.G.
Well,
crushing them like a tsunami.
It's been a little bit less tsunami-esque the first one. Showing how it works, yes.
I think we could have inferred this one. some of the other ones.
Don't show the magic.
Some of the other ones have a bit more elaborate mechanics behind them, but that one is pretty straightforward.
This guy says MMA fighting.
MMA fighting.
He's got he's got the Gen.G jacket on, and he wrote it in English. I have a sneaking suspicion it's our Seoul Dynasty fan that we see here a lot.
It might be. No, I can see the guy. It's not.
Oh, no?
No, it's somebody else.
He kept it a secret with that sign. How could I know?
I think
could have been anyone.
Having the light up little wand is the thing that kind of gave it away for me, I think. That it was not going to be our good old Seoul Dynasty foreign fan who comes here.
Well, it's time to make a decision. Gen.G, will they take us to a more varied map, Numbani, where we'll see GC Busan Wave has the flexibility with Edison to do a lot on that map. They could sub Alpha E in if they want to run the Gen.G. Since we will have no substitutions, it appears here, would imagine they're going to take the safer Hollywood.
Well, we'll find out that, or if they want to take some risks, and it will be Hollywood. Okay, so yeah. Not going to go too ham here on the picks. No Numbani.
If you're going to run the Numbani as GC Busan Wave, I think almost everyone is all on the same page thinking Alpha has got to come into the lineup because, you know, he's the Gen.G player for the squad. Gen.G is so relevant on that map at the moment. So when you see those subs, you kind of assume, you're kind of leaning towards that Hollywood pick, and I think it's the right choice for Gen.G. One hour parking reduced to 15 minutes.
I was going to say, somebody's going to get towed now, and it's not their fault. So my friend got towed in New York City because we parked on a sidewalk where it looked like it was a parking space.
Sure.
But it turns out the curb was painted red, but it was covered in 2 feet of snow, so we could not tell that there was a no parking space. So they towed his car, and he had to pay about $350 to get it back.
Hashtag America things.
Thank you, New York City, and most places in America, as you say.
What if we just got money from someone for an honest mistake?
What if Edison actually played Gen.G? He's not gonna.
Nope.
Swap.
He has teased it on this map specifically multiple times, but has also never committed.
Now they don't know what to stop. But here we go.
Ooh.
Looking for the pin. Not going to be able to find it. It was a very close quarters one. Going to come up shy in that regard. Working their way back, keeping behind the barrier here. GC Busan Wave will get topped up. Good ult charge for Ion thus far. Fielder going to be a little bit more cautious. That's pushing out. Ion going to be swinging away. Money fire strike. Bumps his way up to 92%. Luke's going to be gone. Yeah, he can just hold that shatter, it would seem, here for the Streets phase, because this is just going to be a clean sweep on the point. Wow. Ready for 5.5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, when you win the first fight this handily like this because of some, honestly, I want to say ability mismanagement, like some cooldown mismanagement on the side of Gen.G, the charge from Luke there, the defense matrix usage from Shubil, you know, things can just snowball out of control. Now, as Gen.G, you can't control this choke with an ult advantage, which many teams would try to do. Rallies out just to guarantee they get through here. Yep. And then they want to save this if they can. Push
their way up, looking for the pin, not going to be able to find it. Shatter, however, will get the connection. Locks him down. Vince does have a Transcendence running, but Agnes will still die. Transcendence expiring right as the Graviton Surge does. Daydream going to be exchanged here, but the rest of Gen.G cannot hold a candle to the power of GC Busan Wave at the moment. Levels will go down, and the Carton's just going to keep on rolling.
They keep the support ultimates here because those are the only ones that are now going to have to use against the, you know, the oncoming Grav. Just a speed boost after Rally, displacing Luke, allowing for the Shatter to come through. Now Ion with his Fire Strike guarantees himself a second one. And Gen.G just barely gets out of the choke before he can use it.
Shatter coming down, Ion drawing first blood in that regard, locks him up, and Agnes will get dropped. Rally, fortunately for Agnes, was not online, did not get used.
Barrier too, not going to be very effective.
Yeah, a little bit questionable here. Stalker and Luke both going to get taken down. Shubil out of the mech, so some itchy trigger fingers here, it would seem, from the side of Gen.G. Still plenty of ultimates, but don't know if they're going to be able to really contest
the thing is, they can't get out. How are they going to get out of here against this? Like, they're going to get grabbed if they try to leave.
They're going to eat the grab and then get out.
That's basically the only way that could ever happen. I don't even think they could try for it. They might as well not.
They're just working on not getting a split spawned here and staggered further.
Yeah, a good decision to back off there and not contest.
Group up inside, now going to be reapproaching in the choke. Still very high energy for Edison. Grabs on surge, sees him, like, okay, here you go. Just dumps it down, double kill for Ritz. Shubil off to the side. Yep. That was a very Gable-Shi moment right there.
Yeah, you step off just for 1 second and you're asking to get grabbed against someone at this level of play. And Level's still only at 30% of that sound barrier he just burned.
Oh, God.
Ion gonna hide here. Well, it looks like he was going to.
I wish we could get a reaction camera, because I imagine Edison probably had some kind of just like, what? Really?
Look at this attempt to set up for Luke.
Drop down coming through, grab down surge will hit. Gonna be sacking the sound barrier in, now the Transcendence out. Bomb will explode, Ritz popped out of the Mac. Barriers up, Ions now gonna get broken, pushing forward. Luke does have a shatter available. Will just be able to hold on to it as Ion does get killed off. So Gen.G do manage to stabilize, gain control of the cart here for the moment.
They have speed boost around the top, drop down the grab. Worst case scenario, Luke was going to build the last 20% of his shadow with just one left click because of the grab positioning there. Very nice play here by GC.
Shatter coming down, going to be locking up two. Bubble in, actually keeps Daydream alive, and now Luke is overextended. Ritz will still get pumped out of the back, but Edison builds up that grab on surge, locks them in, and Ion has another meaty fire strike. It's that double kill. Shubil's popped out of the mech. He'll rejoin over on a cart, clean up these last remaining members of Gen.G.
And after such a good fight, they get greedy. They want to control the choke. They want Stalker to build that last bit of his grab and keep Busan Wave gated out of the street space, out of the studio itself. When they fail...
Oh, okay. Zarya Bubble there to deny away that shatter. So Ion not going to be able to find too much. Now it's going to be the chase forwards. It's using the Transcendence, escorts them. Luke comes up with the double kill, getting rid of two of the supports. Stints will knock Ritz out of the mech. The rest of GC Busan Wave will peel back. It's still such a strong time bank for them, though. 3 minutes on the clock, just in front of C. To take a very big miracle here for Gen.G to hold this off.
It certainly will. I mean, they can't just do the same thing they did previously and go up on the high ground and drop down, build a shatter. That's simply just too telegraphed at this point, and GC Busan Wave is tracking their every move. Gonna have to fight straight up.
Bubble's been used by the Zarya. Fizzing forward, grab down surge, will be locking up one. Bomb into the back, Ion deleted, Ritz popped out of the mech. Win here for Gen.G, still gonna be holding on to 3 ults now.
Yeah.
And that Transcendence does come online, so are showing some very good management, but GC Busan Wave have 5.
There's 2 grabs back-to-back, one from the high ground, one there on the low ground, straight up from Stalker, that keep them in this fight. But as you say, this is going to be the hardest defense here. The supports are going to have to carry this one. There's way more in the war chest for GC Busan Wave.
Shadow coming down, will just hit in over onto that shield. The light, however, does get locked in. Taken out, bomb in, right underneath the Blue Key, standing on top of it, no way to block it. They finish him off, they shatter the front line. Shubil pops out of the mech. It's going to be Agnes Intens left alive over there onto the Zenyatta. We'll keep him healthy here for the moment, but as far as delaying the cart by himself, not really going to be a possibility. And now
be careful.
He is deleted. Edison comes up with the kill. Sound barrier in from GC Busan Wave, looking to get the finish right here. 1.8 meters left to go. Luke and Agnes both going to be eliminated. Push forward, Stalker knocked to the ground. They kill him off. They pop Shubil out of the mech, and this will be the finish. 1:21 remaining on the clock.
They needed to be careful about that positioning for Ritz up on the high ground, because Luke could, easily be focused down in that moment. The high ground D.Va just maximum damage there. Headshots from behind. Obviously, D.Va does tons of damage to tanks if left alone like that. And they crashed onto the point without Shubil. So Shubil could have mitigated a lot of that damage to get them onto the point safer. It's hard to say if they would have been able to tag in while waiting for Shubil, but the way they came in just allowed Ritz to do so much up on top of that camper. Or I don't know, it's a truck of some sort. Kind of looks like a production truck, and it's Hollywood, so I assume it is, but it kind of looks like a camper also. I don't know.
I think it's actually the dude's trailer, because isn't he trying to get to his trailer?
Yeah.
So I guess it's his trailer.
Okay.
We solved the mystery.
There you go.
Not the Cave of Mystery. That's on Route 66.
Nope. This movie is taking a brief intermission.
I can see the strength of the alien that is suspending it. You would think that in a world where we have the technology for free thinking, completely free-willed omnic robots who can float, spread life out of their robotic body, we would also be able to chroma key out some strings on an alien.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes they want to go back to the traditional effects,
Or
okay?
just masking them out, rather.
That worked well for you know, Star Wars in Episode 7.
It could be an intentional B-movie, you know.
Could be.
It's trying to be a very schlocky film.
Yeah, just like The Last Jedi.
That was not intentionally bad, it just happened to be.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Right,
Unfortunately, I am.
For GC Busan Wave now, they just need to trade up on ultimates here on A. Make sure that Luke doesn't get away with any greedy charges.
Swinging away here. Show bash in. Luke stunned up for the moment, but not really able to capitalize.
Look
Still
at how
gonna be
greedy
very
he's
weak.
playing. He almost died for that.
Yeah. Doesn't get much charge out of it either.
Yeah. Now he's got to get out of here. His barrier is gone because of it, so they have to wait for that to recharge. Comes back quickly, obviously, but very free time built here for GC Busan.
Another push forward. Both Ryans taken down. Charge into each other. As, ooh, man, Daydream actually picked off. Went over to the side. Stalker, I believe, landing a right click, took him out. Graviton Surge coming in, but he shorted it. Oh no! Edison kind of pinning that one straight into the wall. Tried to throw it a little bit deeper. Does not happen. Now they are without that ultimate. Stalker gets his online momentarily. Falls low, throws out the Graviton Surge, dies immediately thereafter, but it's enough for his team to clean up. Luke swinging away. It's that triple kill. Percepts a little bit of risk trying to take him down. Will get popped out of the mech, and that will be another very fast cap coming through for Gen.G this time on point A.
Nice capitalization on the moment where they kill Daydream. Stalker comes through, gets the grab. You know, Edison's grab counter-wise there, or I guess he was the one who did it first in retrospect, but yeah, his grab there was supposed to go further forward. It just clipped into the wall. Like, he wasn't trying to put it there.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't have one to contest this choke, so Gen.G similarly gets that free push out of the gate.
He's almost got it, though. They nearly have a Shatter. They have a bomb, so they could extend this. Ion stun up. Fire Strike goes through. Shatter going to be online. Taking the sound barrier out. Drops the hammer. Catches absolutely everybody. Shield be damned. Luke's still going to be taken down. Ion pushing forward, swinging away, looking for some finishing kills here. Agnes taken out. The pin not going to get a connection, but they will be able to clean up on the Stalker. Huge, huge shatter there from GC Busan Wave, and now they have 5 more ultimates ready to go, and Ion is only 24% away from the next shatter.
And the most crazy thing about this is that, you know, and unfortunate thing for Gen.G is that they can control this choke with a grab and a shatter as soon as that last 14% is built. Will build from a grab, by the way, easily.
Pin coming through, instantly catches Stalker, flips over the side, shatters him yet again. Agnes going to be taken out. The Transcendency from Fielder keeping his team topped up, making sure that they can certainly win the fight, and they will.
The funny thing is, when you try to go through a point like this with the Transcendence, you're always just going to get ulted during Transcendence because it doesn't stop you from getting CC'd, and then you're just going to find yourself caught, healed, but you're still going to die as soon as that healing ends. So now they can use the grab to hold the choke. Gen.G another attempt here.
Shatter coming down, does lock up Rit. Sound barrier, however, is in behind the Shatter, so does keep them alive. Rit's going to be using that self-destruct, throws it in, looking for the pop. Will not be able to get it, but Luke having his hand still is a prime target for Ion, who swings his way to another kill. Just taken out. Graviton Surge going to be coming through. Stalker locking him up, looking for the fight. Stalker comes up with one. The bomb from Shubil takes out Fielder, and now the card can finally advance. GC Busan Wave brought a good amount of time there off the bank.
They got through this because Shubil ate the grab of Edison, and that means that the whole point of this fight was to grab and fight on that grab, so everyone's out of position like, oh, wait, all the Gen.G members aren't all caught up, and then Gen.G just crushes them as a result. So good play there, individual play, and then the follow-up was nice.
Card rolling a bit. Ion now with another Shatter. About to be online. Barrier is taking an absolute beating. Shatter going to be coming down, locks up a few. Will be Dunsier using that Transcendence, keeping his team alive. Matched by Fielder. Dominic Folk Dance coming out on the card. Graviton Surge out from Edison. This time we'll have a connection. Locks up 3. The sound barrier is there, and no one will fall. But as I say that, cast the curse. Hard to see the health bars when you're looking in the wide angle. 3 members going to be gone on the side of Gen.G. Will be halted up levels. He's springing his way out around the backside, but Delight is able to hound him down and come up with a kill.
Shubil.
And one tag.
He actually almost died to Dince's right clicks from that chase, but works out in the end. But yeah, I mean, the thing about that fight is they were protected by the Transcendence, excuse me, for that entire time. It's just once it expired, because it was better timed for Fielder, they were dead. They were done so. Looking for the bash here into the Shatter. Solid.
Gonna find a connection. In Delight gonna be taken down. Luke with a nice little opening here. Levels gonna be taken out. Daydream's gonna go ahead and close down that sound barrier. Graviton surging onto the cart, locking up 3. Fielder has the Transcendence up for the shield. Double self-destruct. Daydream taken out. Stalker gone, and GC Busan Wave will still trade up. Come out on top of that exchange.
And unfortunately for Gen.G now, this is the part where they've just completely run dry on ultimates on initiation here. And I don't think there's enough time for Stalker or Luke to necessarily build their ultimates here, because they're going to be put up against the wall here by this bash shatter attempt again here by Delight. Bubbles early used here, so Luke is in trouble.
Rally out, gets the stun in, Shatter coming down. Can't chase that far forward and try to get kills. Shubil going to be isolated over onto the left. Will go ahead, jumps back, rejoins with the rest of the squad.
And now,
45 seconds remaining.
Thing is, they don't get the Shatter, but they have another opportunity here.
Yep, charge for charge. Again, the Reinhardt's going to be hitting the ground. Luke going to be dead. Ion takes him out with a fire strike. Fielder is going to be spamming away. They pop out Shubil as well. Nearly have that Transcendence online as he keeps sending out these right clicks.
They have these opportunities to win these fights so hard, basically so hard for Gen.G to get through this choke. The stun comes through on the Rhine, and you're going to lose out every time because you don't have a barrier. They do. They're fighting in a choke. Not all of your heroes can fan out and do their proper DPS. Now they've got the grab.
Yep, they need somebody to tag the card very quickly here. Energy coming through. Luke getting ready to have that Shatter online. Graviton Search will be coming through. It's right up next to the card. Sound barrier out from Levels. Bomb coming in, blocked out. Shatter comes down, and Luke blocks up 2 of them. Comes up with a triple kill. Might actually be able to extend this push a little bit longer, because that will be a team wipe here on the GC Busan Wave. Close respawn. The cart will start advancing. GC, can they stop this in its tracks?
Edison was trying to lock them off the cart, and that's why he was tracking Shubil, but he did no damage in the fight. The grab from Stalker was better. GC Busan Wave has a Shatter here, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get into position to use it because they have to run so far back here and get out of this choke. It's going to be the left side approach. They've got one shot at this.
Pushing their way up. Bubbles in, Shatter coming down. It's going to be the sound barrier in as well. It's going to be the first one taken out. Sound barrier buying them a lot of time. Just have to zone them back off the cart. 3 meters away is how close they were able to get. They have to go the distance. They have to complete the map if they want to keep the hopes alive and force out some OT rounds. Stalker comes up with a triple kill. Shubil going to get popped out of the back. Now it's going to be Stalker Levels versus the world. But as I say that, they will all go down. GC Busan Wave will be able to move up 2-0 here in the series.
Gen.G got too stalled out on the archway after A. Couldn't really compete in the streets phase. And even though we had some really nice defensive setups against the bash shatter combos coming out from Delight and Ion, I mean, Luke really held his own there. They were still just always trading down on ultimates because they had to funnel into a choke. And it's not always just about the shatters and the grabs when you're going into a choke like that. It's also just about straight up DPS. If they're all fanned out in a concave where you're inside of that, not all of your heroes can fire their melee abilities because they're blocked literally by your teammates. You can't get in there. You've got a speed boost in, you're eating damage before you get into position. It's rough, and every time Gen.G had the ult advantage in that choke, they couldn't pull the trigger until it was too late. We got it there at the end, but there was enough time for GC Busan Wave to respawn and take that last fight.
Well, Gen.G now going to be down to 0-2 here. Need to pull off a reverse sweep if they want this to be their first match victory. Otherwise, going to be looking at a 0-3 record so far in Season 3. MMA on the stage, trying to rally their spirits, get them ready for the remainder of this set, figure out where they want to go for assault after the break.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough call. On Horizon, you're dealing with potentially the Alpha Yi factor with Junkrat. I mean, if you go to Hanamura, You're still dealing with the same issues we deal with the first 2 maps. I want to say I think that Horizon is the right choice for Gen.G, though. They played a decent Horizon last week, and they have also really been able to showcase in this series, I feel, their best 3-3. And that's going to be something they can use to control A, take better fights on B. You know, we talked about how they were setting up so many good ult fights on the Horizon last week, but they just couldn't get the kills, right? That's the main example of me saying they did step 1, they did step 2, you know. They got into position to grab, they got the grab off when there was no transcendence, but then nobody died, right? I think maybe this time they can hit the mark.
Well, we're going to find out, guys. That's half of the series gone. We'll be back in a couple minutes with